But moving on down the card, I'll tell you where there is some value. You got Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Gosh,
that's really good.
Fighting Cláudia Gadelha, and Cláudia Gadelha is a 3-1 favorite in this fight. If it were a pick'em, I'd probably choose Cláudia because of her. I think she's physically the stronger fighter and has a wrestling advantage. But Karolina has better hands, and at a 3-1 underdog, I think there's some value, and maybe even taking her straight up, but especially into putting her in a parlay.
Yeah, and I think the one problem with the women's strawweight division is it's not really deep yet, right? It's not mature and it's not fully developed. And when I look at the rest of Cláudia Gadelha's resume, I'm like, oh, who? Yeah, she fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk in 2 really close fights. She lost both of them. I think she clearly lost the second fight. I mean, in the second fight, I thought she clearly won rounds 1 and 2 and lost 3, 4, and 5.
And that's the thing. Remember, this is a 3-round fight. If it were a 5-rounder, I'd really like Karolina in this fight, and I'd probably up my bet on her. But I think there's still some value. But Cláudia tends to fatigue and gas out because she's stronger and she uses her wrestling a lot. So in a 3-round fight, that's going to favor Cláudia. And we saw that the Joanna fight last time, 4th and 5th round, she was fatigued.
Yeah. The one place where we have seen a lot of action on this fight, and for good reason, has been on the over. We opened this thing at 2.5 rounds in a 3-round fight, over minus 300, and we still took a $30K bet to make $10K on the over, which made me take another peek at these girls. Coincidentally, every single one of both of these women's fights in the UFC have gone the distance, win or lose.
So, yeah, if you're betting over in this fight, that's a smart bet. And not just coming from my mouth, from this guy's mouth. And I mean,
it's a heavy price at this point, so... Yeah, so I guess you have to think who's going to win a decision, because basically both women have gone to decision every single fight, so we have to imagine that's going to happen. To Nick's point, we have to fight the Brazilian judging, which is going to be in Cláudia's favor, which gives her a little bit of an edge there, and she's a fast starter in a 3-round fight. I want to take Karolina, but I'm a little bit scared even at the big plus price.
Yeah, I think there's some value there, and man, we'll just see how good her wrestling is. If she could keep, she could stuff that first or second takedown of Cláudia's, she'll have a huge mental advantage that may be able to carry some work over for her to find openings with her hands. You see that a lot when wrestlers can't get the takedown. Their game plan kind of crumbles and they leave themselves a little vulnerable. So my heart's with Karolina in this fight. Personally, I'm a fan of hers. I like her, and my money's going to be too. I'm going to work her into a parlay. Nick?
I'm just going to work the over on a parlay.
Oh, I
like Karolina, but just do the parlay on the over.
Yeah, that's kind of a slam dunk.
I mean, Matt said they both have never been knocked out. They've never been submitted. They've always went to the decision.
Go the distance.
So thanks for that.
Sure, no problem.
But I'm not putting 30 grand.
You know, the one interesting note in this fight, if you just look at the two, and they're both so similar, their only losses are Joanna Jędrzejczyk. If you say who has the best win of their career of the two, it's certainly Karolina in her win over Rose Namajunas.
Yeah, and that was a good fight. She really put it on her. And Karolina, too, I think had Joanna a little more hurt than Cláudia did. She really hit her flush with the right hand. I still can't believe Joanna recovered from that and was able to fight the way she did and come out on top. But some value here. I mean, going over 2.5, you could almost bank on, and at a 3-1 dog for Karolina, working her in the parlay, there's some value there. So.
And the one thing I like about Karolina, too, is she looks mean in there. Like, she's not going in to hug or be friends. I remember Ronda Rousey when she first came in. She wasn't shaking hands and being friends. She got herself pumped up, and she was mean. She wanted to hurt you. Karolina has that look on her. She's like, all right, save your cookies and pies, and, I want to punch you in the face. Yeah. She has that attitude about her. You got to like it. If she can stuff the takedowns, I think she's really live.
And believe me, Cláudia went to trade at Jackson's. I'm sure that's a big part of their game plan.
Yeah.
Getting those takedowns, realizing it's a 3-rounder, and trying to get the nod. in Brazil.
Yeah.